Powerhouse 106 FM, Carolina.
This is PHeBo5a. Shout out Powerhouse Carolina. Level up.
What's good, everybody? This your girl Carmela Kaylani. We in Columbia, South Carolina again with another live interview. Powerhouse Carolina. Level up.
Yeah. Talk to him. My mama told me you gon' struggle cause you haven't seen. I was dumping change up out the bottle, couldn't pay my rent. Never would've thought that I would even make it here. Now I chill with bosses, ain't no telling what I made this year. And I be on one. Dreams turn to reality. Never thought that I would get to see how my life's supposed to be. But I'm left here with these broken pieces. You play me once, but you can't play me twice. Once I get up off the ground, watch me shake the mic, dancing on the stage. Watch my diamonds gonna hit the light. I was in the middle of the rain, but they ain't sent a flight. I can't lose, I can't lose. I'm destined for greatness, I know you see it. Was once dollars, but now I know you believe it. My mama told me you gon' struggle cause you haven't seen. I was dumping change up out the bottle, couldn't pay my rent. Never would've thought that I would even make it here. Now I do what I want, now I do what I like. I do what I want, now I do what I like. Now I do what I want, now I do what I like. Now I do what I want, now I do what I like. I know what I want.
It's time to level up.
Kim J with the heat.
Armo made that shit wavy.
Order to heal from the past, you gotta go through it, you did. I done took so many L's, it don't make no sense. I done lost so many people, I'm not having sense. I done cried so many tears, feel like I'm crying bricks. I done lost so many battles, I can't never quit. I done took so many L's, it don't make no sense. I done lost so many people, I'm not having sense. I done cried so many tears, feel like I'm crying bricks. I done lost so many battles, I can't never quit. I've been abandoned so many times, they crossed me out. Mom died when I was 10, it turned me out. This life so crazy, I lost my baby. To the streets side of the park, I'm lost inside. I'm terrified. God, why? God, why? Devil creeping out my door, he getting closer. I feel the grip of the Lord. I done took so many L's, it don't make no sense. I done lost so many people, I'm not having sense. I done cried so many tears, feel like I'm crying bricks. I done lost so many battles, I can't never quit. I done took so many L's, it don't make no sense. I done lost so many people, I'm not having sense. I done cried so many tears, feel like I'm crying bricks. I done lost so many battles, I can't never quit. This a true test of a warrior. Never seen a hooler make a waste for ya. They don't understand what pain is chasing ya. I come see your son cause I be taking drugs. Lost in my thoughts and I can hear your voice. Took so many losses, now I'm feeling stuck. Tryna make a way, so ain't no giving up. Remember losing JJ, it was really tough. Had to grow up fast without no options. Suppressed all my feelings and now I'm acting. I hope that you hear me cause there's no capping. My path was so muddy, I'm losing traction, y'all. On this road without done took so many L's, but now I done took so many L's, it don't make no sense. I done lost so many people, I'm not having sense. I done cried so many tears, feel like I'm crying bricks. I done lost so many battles, I can't never quit. I done took so many L's, it don't make no sense. I done lost so many people, I'm not having sense. I done cried so many tears, feel like I'm crying bricks. I done lost so many battles, I can't never quit. Yeah, yeah.
What's good, everybody? This your girl Carmela Kaylani. We are here today with PHeBo5a. Is that how you say it?
That's how you say it.
Okay, Mr. Bosa, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's finally nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Listen, I done listened to your sacrifice song like 1,000 times.
I appreciate it.
Big Bo in the building.
I appreciate it.
So it's PHeBo5a. Can you tell us what the PHE means?
The PHE, it's a double meaning. So one meaning is prosperity helps everyone, which is more like that's gonna be like my community act type stuff.
To be able to help people?
Correct.
Okay.
It's in the name, prosperity helps everyone. So
That's dope.
If I help you, not saying I necessarily want something in return, but just by my good act of service towards you,
I like that. You sound like me, Bo. You do
I'm about to say.
You kind of like me. So, and you say you have two names. So that's the first thing. So what's the second?
The second one is back in maybe like 2016, 2017. I started what I would consider a record label, and I titled it Powerhouse Entertainment. So that's just.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Yeah,
You were speaking it already in advance.
Yeah, that was just a no-brainer.
Okay. So pronounce your real name.
I'm about to say, introduce yourself to the world right now. Introduce yourself to the world right now. Who we speaking with?
My real name is Bosari Harper.
That sounds like a whole powerhouse name or something.
Yeah. The meaning behind Bosari is warrior of God. So
That's dope.
What I'm talking about.
That's dope.
So look, everything was written for you before you was even born.
yeah.
You've been busy too, man. I see you've been out there working. You know what I'm saying? You've been really working. Interviews, projects. So tell us what's good right now. Right now we working on what's that? Sacrifice?
Yeah. Right now the latest single is Sacrifice. But as of recently past maybe 4 or 3 weeks, I've been dropping just random singles out of nowhere. I got a single out called Waste. I got a single out called Lost It. And I got a single out called Gates. And all those songs were just inspired by like crazy moments in my life. And I'm blessed to be able to get them out.
So what's the most like touching? What's the one that's closest to your heart that you really love the most?
Sacrifices is like the one that I hold dear to my heart, only because it's about my mother. So in dealing with her death, and it's kind of like for me it was like more of a turning point, like in my life.
Your life?
Is everything changed at that point?
Yeah, because I hear you say that in there.
Yeah.
So kind of walk us through, like you said, as a change point, because a lot of people are able to be relatable. That's relatable to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So prior to that, were you already making music, or this is something that started once that happened?
So I started making music. A long time, maybe when I was like 13, 14.
So you was a little baby in there playing.
Yeah, and I always thought I was gonna be a producer, but I just never had the patience to produce. And then I fell in love with football, so I thought that was gonna be my route. And then
You sound like my son from
he looked like he knocked some people out now.
Yeah, so,
what was your position? You played football, right?
Man, I play everything pretty much. I play DN, D tackle. I play offensive line, like the whole offensive line, the whole defensive line, and then I guess that just wasn't a route for me. So that's when I kind of was just. My pops had a studio on the beach in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, so he does music also?
Well, he's more like he likes the music.
So he's more on the back scenes of it.
Yeah.
Producing and
he more like executive producing. He's more on I think he's trying to get more into like the A&R promotional side.
Gotcha. Okay.
He's getting more to the money.
The money's
Yeah.
The money.
So he opened up a studio, and for a while I wasn't really going to the studio because I was like, I don't really want to go.
It wasn't a passion or something that you didn't like really.
Yeah, and my brother one day he asked me to record someone, and I looked at it as another way to make money. And I seen how much the money was coming in, but then I also took notice of like the people that was coming in, and there's a lot of people I knew, so it made it more. My drive for it became more
passionate.
Yeah, because I was like, I really want to help these people.
You really want to help you. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's how the service came in because you were actually. Oh, that's
Correct.
pretty cool.
So I wanted to help them, and in doing so, I learned. I became an engineer.
Oh, he on superstar status.
So and we had this conversation. So that means you do it on the back scenes and you make the music. You know that's a superstar.
That's superstar status. Look,
you know that's a superstar.
When they sign him, they getting a whole package, you know.
But that's good though, because not a lot of artists are able to do the other side of it, and the producing and the mixing and the, so you could do all that.
For sure.
You can put me on the track.
Yeah, you get on track too. You get on track.
I mean, he got a little wave there now. Like,
trying to, man.
nah, he's doing it. He's doing it. You know what I'm saying? You sound real good. What was some of your inspirations as far as music, like how you make your music, your style?
So I'm gonna just keep it 100. Like, I can't make music if it's not like, I can't make music period if it's not like facts or something going on.
Something that actually went you that happened in your life.
So like every song that I make, like the crazy part is I know the moment in my life where I was at. I know like how I just came about the song. Like, I know the whole aura that was there in me making the song. So that's how I make music based off my experiences and stuff.
So you got like
a little morph in your way.
I'm about to say that's good look.
Look, trying to get camera.
So you got a lot of songs dating back when you said you started 13 or 14. So leading up to your mom, that's when Sacrifice come in. Like you making the song Sacrifice. Was that like a turning point for you when making your music to make you go harder, or?
Yeah. So I was doing an internship in Atlanta, Georgia, for a record label. And so I was, like I said, I'm an engineer, so it was more so like engineering, but I was around a lot of artists that I like, and B, and I got time to spend time with the A&Rs and just talking to different artists and seeing like how their process, and I realized it wasn't too different from what I was already doing. So in doing so, like I remember like the day I made Sacrifices, I think they had an executive meeting I was in, and I was just sitting there like the girl, she was like telling them like her whole vision, like this is what I want this project to be.
The artist.
Every song. And then later on that night, I used to always just stay late just to either get more work or be to like.
You was putting in the work.
Yeah, like they trusted me. Yeah, they trusted me enough to allow me to be around industry standard stuff, so that way I could just
get that knowledge.
Yeah, and in doing so, I end up going into one of the rooms in the studio, and I just played a beat, and I just remember like I done took somebody else. Yeah, I remember like that. Like I was in a kind of and granted I was in an emotional place because I was like, God sent me to Atlanta, and I'm like, bro, why you not doing nothing? And then so I kind of felt like, dang, is this a waste? Like, what am I doing here?
You started those questions, but that's because you're moving in your purpose.
Correct.
So I can feel it in your music. When I first heard the song Sacrifice, like I ain't even gonna lie to you, when I heard it, we was at Bishop House.
Yeah.
And he said, why don't you listen to it? So we listened to the song, and it's like, it touched my heart. Like, it made me like tear up, and I'm like, look at it, I'm like, wait a minute. So that song, you can tell that you really put a lot, that put a lot into it whenever you made that song Sacrifice.
Yeah, did you hear some of the story
like,
in there?
Man, so many people, like, after that song came out, so many people, like, reached out to me, just like, man, like, I thought about doing this to myself, and like,
for real?
Really?
Yeah,
so you
like,
touched a lot of people.
Yeah, it made me like be like, dang, like this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
A message.
Yeah, because my story, like that's just one part of my story. That's that's a summary of the story of my life, but that's just one part of my story.
That's just a piece of it.
Yeah, and for it to touch people like that and have that type of effect on people.
Imagine when you tell that
Listen,
full
I gotta
story.
tell the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now, this new project that you have coming up, is that like I know it can't be your whole story, but is this like a big chunk of who Bo is?
Yeah, so The project that's coming out is actually called Tommy's Destiny.
Why do you have Tommy's?
Time.
Oh, Time
means destiny. And
Time means destiny.
And so, I actually came up with that name maybe like 3 years ago, and I just been like I got for like the past maybe 4 years I just been making music, like just perfecting my craft, and and recently, like while I was in Atlanta, I realized like, all right,
this is what you're supposed to be
like,
doing.
It's
go
like,
time.
yeah, like it's time. So in doing so, like people reaching out, you for instance telling me that, Bishop reaching out, it just showed me like, all right, it was time. So I actually had the project done before I went to Georgia. And then what happened was I got up there, seeing everything, how everything was going. I realized I wanted better quality in what I was doing. I wanted to give people better quality, and I just, when I came home, I scrapped everything
And
started
over from scratch.
Then I scrapped it again. I started over and I scrapped it again, and then up until like maybe like last week, I really was like, all right, this it. And then like maybe like 2 days after that, like everything that I had, I think I maybe got 2 songs from what I started with on there, and everything else I realized that in order for me to tell my story, it has to be an emotional roller coaster.
It does. Those are the best ones.
Yeah. So through the whole project, people from the beginning is probably is a great song. So from the beginning to the end, it's gonna put people are going to be able to touch different emotions, and they're going to be able to experience different things.
Now we get experiences November the 27th coming up.
Yeah.
Because he's real soulful. You like you real soulful. Like you got that like, even when my son listened, he just stopped and he just was just looking at the TV like, who that? Who that?
I was listening to the song the other day. I'm crying. I gotta go move out. I gotta go upstairs.
I said, yeah. I was like, yo, he got you real emotional right now.
Man, I don't try to do that, but that's
just the gift you have.
Yeah, that's the help, and that's how you're able to basically put your touch on people. Now you said that you were in Atlanta and you were interning up under at a record label.
Yeah.
So you get to see the ins and outs of the big thing and so with you being independent versus, do you want to continue to stay independent, or do you want to eventually sign to a label?
I mean, I would love to stay independent because of I know the financial freedom. I know the freedom of me being myself. I won't be able to, like, not saying that I don't want anyone to control me, but I want to have freedom. And because my end goal is more so to help other people, that me being signed may not allow me.
You want to feel locked down.
It may not allow me to help other people, but I do understand that I'm not going to sit out here and say if a label came right now. I'm
going to say no. Yeah, I'm going to get that bag.
That's what I'm saying. I like, because if it could put my family in a better position, if it could put me in a better position, if it could put the people that I see walking on the street in a better position, why not do it?
So your service, it just sounds like you just overall just want to help people. Like that's
He's the angel.
That's what it is.
He's the angel.
So now knowing that, and you've had the experience, if somebody was to come to you right now, let's just say they come to you with $1 million. If you had that budget, what would you do?
$1 million.
Good question.
I used to always tell myself like I wasn't ready for $1 million. I used to be like, man, I just want 100,000. I could do a lot with 100,000. But with $1 million, I probably, the first thing I do, of course, is I pay my tithe, because without me paying my tithe, without God, none of this would be possible. He wouldn't allow me to know how to tell my story. He wouldn't allow me to be able to do anything. Yeah. So pay my tithes, of course, and then God actually told me what to do. So it's this place in it's called Marion, South Carolina.
Is that where you from?
No, I'm from here. This porch right here is where I grew up.
This is
we at the seed.
Yeah.
We in the seed. Okay.
Yeah. So it's this place in Marion. It's a church I was going to down there called True Worship. I know the vision that they have for their church, and I know the type of people they are. Been around these people for a good bit of time, and just their characteristics is they're about helping the community. So I want to make sure
that they're okay.
Yeah, I want to make sure I'm able to equip them with the tools they need to
help the community.
Exactly, to help the community and to empower their community, to empower young people that may not have had the same opportunities that I have, So that's really my thing. I'm all about giving opportunities because I know
what it's like to need those opportunities.
You sure that ain't your spiritual brother?
Right, I was about to say, I'm just like, I'm listening to him like you mean.
Like
Because that's the same thing. I said, if I was to ever get it, I would go back to my church, and this is the things that I know where they want to go at. So that is awesome. So now knowing that though, you produce, you do your own thing. You basically can do everything yourself. You don't need anybody else.
Yeah.
So being that you are so independent, what are some, I guess, hurdles that you've had to overcome with starting to do everything by yourself?
Startup for one. I think I spent like my first 2 or 3 years just like buying stuff, and still to this day.
Equipment wise,
still to this day I have to buy stuff. But and I think the hardest thing is I have a producer that works alongside me, and I have another artist.
You already equipped and ready to go.
Yeah, his name Don 5112. He actually just dropped his project yesterday called Progressions. So a lot of time, if I'm spending a lot of time away from my stuff, is more so to cater to what they got going on.
What they're
push
doing.
them.
Push what
Because
they
it's
got
a
going
team.
on. That's
That's your team. So you already come equipped with it.
So how often do you get mistaken for Rod Wave, man?
Man,
Let's keep it 100.
Hold that
Nah,
one.
you know I'm bringing it out, man.
listen.
Cause I was like, cause like she said, the bishop's son. I was like, that's Rod Wave, and he was like, who? He was like, no, I know this is Bo.
So, man, I get people tell me I look like Rod Wave all the time. They say my music remind me, like the music reminds them of Rod Wave.
The music is like,
Yeah,
and
real
even
that-
more, like it. When I heard it, it's like between those two, and it's like they tell a story.
You said Mo?
Yeah.
Okay, I recently, like not recently, like when I came home, maybe like 4 or 3 months, I started listening to him, but I liked his like the stuff he did on Instagram, like the acapella stuff.
Yeah.
Versus his music.
Yeah. It's totally different.
It is because I feel it more.
He's
like,
soulful.
Two of the people that really inspired me for a long time has been Gates. And
So you a Kevin Gates fan?
yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
then I actually, in the process, I actually found Rod Wave. So
Okay, so he's inspiration. to
yeah,
you.
Rod Wave, Kevin Gates, and it's an artist in Atlanta called 1K Few.
Oh, I heard it. Yeah.
He tough. So those just like
So that's who you speak in existence to be able to work with, right?
yeah, and yeah, it's some stuff in the making. Yeah.
Well, that's good. So now I got a question. So let's kind of like tap into what's going on in the world. So with you being an artist and you being independent, like a lot of stuff from political, from the economy and things like that, how do you think that's impacting artists such as yourself now?
Well, for me, I haven't done a lot of shows. So for me, it ain't really affected me personally because to me it's more like I just gotta grind 10 times harder. It's like the world's attention is on their phones. So for me, it's like I need to be on their phone.
On their
So
phone.
you feel like right
Got
now
you.
social media is going to carry you where you need to go at versus okay.
But I also feel like it's a 50-50. So I also feel like by me, like the other day I was in it's this place in Myrtle Beach called Market Commons. I was just out there walking with my friend, and I was amazed at how many people still was out there. But I took that opportunity, like I went from doing nothing to walking across the street, asking somebody like, "Yo, you listen to music?" Yeah, hey, look me up, like. So
he's out there
marketing.
He was
Yeah,
He was promoting. He was
yeah,
marketing.
So now it's like, now I'm trying to. I think my thing for me it was to get like my artists and my producers centered into what they had to go do, and in process I realized that in order for the train to keep moving, I also got to move too.
Yes, move it. Okay.
Okay.
So I realized that okay, they can handle that. They can handle what they got.
You make
going
sure
on.
they straight, so that
Exactly.
way you could do what you need.
And that was more so like even if I know the way I get the people, the way I make people look at me on social media, I gotta be in their face. I can't because they won't be able to see me and my personality on the computer. Like I don't listen to people if I don't feel like I know. Like
Really?
So like
So in that case, how do you listen to artists and stuff like?
so when I like for me right, I listen to a lot of before I listen to artists, I look at their interviews I look at pretty much all the interviews and see
To
like,
get a feel of them.
Feel it
yeah,
up.
and see like, cause I'm the real know the real,
Yeah,
and the fake know the fake. So in the process, I can see like,
if it's genuine.
yeah, and a lot of times I put myself in those situations, and if I have something similar to that, I could be like,
It's relatable to you.
Correct.
And kind of give you, that makes a lot of sense.
and I watch, like I said, Gates, he probably my favorite artist.
Why
ever.
is he your favorite?
Because I watched him transition from like a dirty Gates to like now like a
He's different now.
yeah,
right?
a clean
Yeah.
Gates, like to where he's still telling his story, but it's in more of an enlightenment way. Like he's more enlightened.
He more empowering, like family, more
He tapping into the spiritual side, like
of itself.
yeah, understanding that we aren't humans, like we are
We're
spirits.
spiritual beings. We're spiritual beings
Yeah,
in
so-
human
That's
bodies.
crazy.
That is.
I think that's a lot. People, especially in 2020, a lot of people were starting to tap into their mind, their spiritual.
Yeah.
You know, to see.
That's important though, because at the end of the day, we don't understand why we go through things.
Facts.
And a lot of times we don't go through things for us, we go
Facts.
through it for other people.
Facts.
So
I had to realize that. I had not so much realize, I had to accept it because
that's what it
Yeah.
is.
The acceptance.
yeah, I could sit there all day and be like, man, like, well, I'm going through this. But once I realized that
It's for you to put on that piece of paper now,
Yeah.
for you to give out to the world. So throughout your whole process of doing this, from starting since you were little, who can you really sit out there and say like, oh, they've helped me through every step of the way throughout this journey? Who can you really give kudos to? Like they've been important, a huge part of your success so far.
God, first off. Yeah,
Facts.
I gotta
I love that.
Got to.
Yeah.
Without him, it ain't possible.
But honestly, my dad, and I don't know why this answer would, like, I don't know why that would be my answer. Like,
You know why?
I mean, yeah, but like, but he kind of like he drives me, like, whether it was through situations that we went through, as far as like father son button head type situations, whether it was those type of situations, or whether he did something I didn't like, so I was like, I'm not dealing with you no more, like that type of stuff, and it also like whether he just like opened a studio, he opened a studio. I was there, initially I wasn't there, but I was like, I'm gonna go to the studio.
Everything seems like it's in divine order and timing for you.
Yes.
Like it just all fell
Yeah.
right in place. Okay, so shouts out to Dad, because that's really important though. Definitely you being a young black man,
Yeah.
like even being
Still
able
have
to
that
have a father
guidance.
figure to
Yeah.
be able to guide you and shift you. So
I ain't
see,
gonna lie, it ain't been easy.
it ain't
never
easy.
easy.
It's not supposed to be easy.
But
You wouldn't be sitting here with a story if it was
It's
easy.
easy, exactly.
literally 2 days ago, me and him like talked, like had like a real heart to heart, and like
That's dope.
and I started to realize that maybe I was being selfish,
You growing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I was being selfish and wanting him to do what I wanted him to do, not understanding how he felt
And
at
why
the time.
he had to do it the way he was
Exactly.
doing it. But that makes a lot
That's
of
dope.
sense. And I think a big part, and it seems like you're very family oriented. Like that's a big part of everything that you do.
Yeah, I try to be family oriented. I'm trying, because I know, once again, I know what it's like not to have a family, well, more so a stable family. So just by me looking at that type of stuff,
Push you to.
yeah.
So
Go towards that way.
now that you're an adult and you're pushing and you have your own family, the values that you've grown, you're able to add to it now. But like you have your grandma, you have your dad, you still have your mom. Those type of things help push you a little bit further though.
Yeah.
But if you could give advice to somebody who's wanting to start, not even say they've started, who's considering starting,
Start music?
Yeah, what would you give them? What piece of knowledge would you give them?
You gotta be willing to lose yourself, because it's gonna be a lot of ups and it's gonna be a lot of downs, and a lot of times you're gonna want to quit, a lot of times you're gonna beat yourself up, but if this is what you believe you're supposed to do, then it ain't there's nothing that can stop you from doing it. Like, there's gonna be so many times where I just been like, man, I'm gonna quit. I'll not go in my studio, or I'll not pull out my computer.
And what happened?
I just be like something in my head. It just be like I hear something in my
That's the
head.
spirit talking to you.
Keep
Get
going.
up.
Yeah, I hear something in my head.
What are you doing, Bo?
On my like for instance, my brother the other day, like he was in a man. I was playing the game in the room. I don't think I was recording like 2 days. I was playing the game. He was in the car outside. He just was playing music, and all I heard was like the snare. And I was like, dang, I wonder what beat that is.
It's like a hunger.
And I walked outside and I realized like that was my song.
And you heard it.
Yeah, and I was like, dang. So that kind of made me be like, all right,
You gotta push. You gotta keep going.
Exactly.
So 5 years from now, let's give you 5 years from now, because you seem like you've been on the roll. If you've been realistically doing this since you've been 12, 13, where you want to be at in 5 years from now?
5 years, and this is me being honest. I feel like within the next maybe a year, maybe shorter than that, within the next year or two, I probably like it'll be bigger. Like it's big, but it'll be bigger. And
When you say bigger, meaning like as far as people.
We on, baby.
Yeah, I strongly believe that I will be a public figure, and in doing so, like I said, music for me is more like it's therapeutic,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also for me like I do it to help other people. So in doing so, I plan on 5 years. I want to be an exec. Like I want to be an exec, raising somebody else up.
To keep molding.
Passing
them.
that torch.
Keep passing them on.
Exactly.
Oh, that's
Because
good.
I ain't gonna be able to do it forever. That's why I engineer too.
So
Yeah.
that way you can keep.
Yeah, you can
put
keep
up on your-
engineering.
Exactly. Yeah.
I got somebody that can put up under your wing. My son.
Sure.
He's always looking. He's always ready, and that's another thing too. Do you look at the youth? Like, do you look at when you were 12 and 13 years old? If you had that person that would have taken you up under their
Where
wing
would you
even
be?
more, where would you be at? Like,
I just once again like this, and this just the relationship that me and my father had. I just told him, like I said 2 days ago. I just told him. Like at one point I was blaming him for not being there, like pushing me. I felt like I could have been better if he was pushing me, you know. But me not having that person there to necessarily push me in my face, it allowed me to like understand what I wanted more clear.
so
And-
does that allow you to push? Let's say you get an intern up under you, you're gonna push that intern.
I expect like my expectation for people is high. And it's because
Your grind.
yeah, and not so much my grind, but I feel like that I feel like for me to take my time and to put in you when I got a son, you know, I could be putting time in him. I mean, he too, granted, but
He's
imagine
still gonna be big one day.
Exactly.
And these are the most important times in his life. Right?
exactly. So
I got you.
I'm trying to help. I'm trying to do what I gotta do. In doing so, you're gonna help me do what I have to do. But in doing so, I want to maximize what you already have, because you may not know the full potential of your gift. I might just be that person that
It can help you.
exactly. Not saying that, you know, I ain't saying that I'm God,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying the abilities.
You have a calling.
Yeah,
Your vessel.
Yeah, the abilities that God has given me, like it could be possible for me to help you. Whether it's me telling you, hey, the song needs a little bit more work, or you know, it could be me.
You're gonna be
showing
upfront with him.
yeah,
You ain't gonna be that friend and be like, "Oh, that's hot," and you
Yeah.
know it need work.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Like,
that-
I don't want one of those type of
Like,
Yeah.
nah, man, that's trash, bro.
or me showing you.
And you said mentioning your son is 2, so you have the whole family depending on you.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like everybody's depending on
For
you.
sure.
So you said like within the next year, even before then you make it, that's gonna put you in a different position to be able to take care of your family.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's like, it's always like, what's the next level? What's the next thing? But it sounds like ultimately you want to engineer. You want to engineer. You want to be on the. You still gonna make music though, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna still make music. Like I said, I mean, whether it's I know an exec right now that's an engineer. So
Oh, okay.
I just want to be more so. But when I make it,
There you
or
go.
when I get, you know what I'm saying, the financial blessing that I need to have, in doing so, I'm gonna be in a position to where like I might go to the store and hear somebody freestyle at the store. I could be like, yo, why you standing here all day? Like I could take them in and be like, yo,
and help them.
yeah, like I'm gonna give you this, to do what you need to do, because once again, I know I just know.
You just know it's coming. You feel it. You already know.
Yeah.
So I want you to be able to tell the people, like, how can they find you? Because it sounds like the biggest thing for you right now, being we got COVID and everything going on in the world. How can we find you? How can we we got to be able to connect with you. So right now, the internet, the web is the most important thing to you and your career right now. So let us know how we can find you.
I'm on Instagram at _PHeBo5a. And I'm on Facebook by my real name, Harper. Also, I'm on Twitter at PHeBo5a. Snapchat Almighty _BO5A. So those are the places you can find me.
And so y'all make sure y'all go check him out. So like I said, I want to be able to, when you look back at this interview in 3 years from now.
Yeah.
When you do the interviews you've done, have you been able to look back and say, hey, everything I've spoken to existence is starting to move into that now? So you saying that today, what is something that you're saying today that you're actually going to claim moving forward into the future for her?
I'll go blow.
Fact.
I mean, that's like,
it's written.
That's why the title of my project is Time Meets Destiny. Like,
are you coming up with and you said visuals? I heard you say something about a visual. That's important.
Next week actually, well, November 20th, I'll be dropping a video called Long Road, and it's one of the first songs that, like, when I sat down and like was like, man, this is it. And Long Road, the title gonna be self-explanatory, so
it's a long road.
Yeah. Long road.
Yeah, so
you seem excited, like it
look like he's about to start singing. He's about to start singing.
I'm trying to remember the words. I ain't gonna lie.
You seem like you excited about it, so we definitely gonna make sure we tune in on the 27th, and this is gonna be now. How many songs do you have on this project? This album?
It's gonna be about 8 songs, but it's gonna be 8 of probably like my best songs, and this is from the top to the bottom of my catalog.
I felt that.
And it's like you just gotta wait.
This is gonna be important to you. So when, like I said, when you look back 5 years, this project here is what's going to take you when you look back and like, oh, that was what took it off. That's what did it.
I'm believing God for it. So, he told me triumph, so he ain't got no choice.
Look, and try. You just got to do it, and that's a big part that you don't realize that you're doing for people, because a lot of people self-doubt themselves.
Yeah.
Self-doubt. You know, they doubt what they're doing, but you're confident. You already know because of the power of God.
Yeah. So
that's the most important thing, that letting people know is like you're most high. Like,
keep spreading the word.
Yeah. You got to.
Yeah.
That's why his blessings coming.
Yeah, I can't do it by myself. I done tried.
It's a higher being doing it for all of us. Believe that.
I can't do that job by myself.
But look, when you look back, you'll be able to say, you know what? And a lot, you know how like a lot of artists, when they go to read their speeches, and they be like, oh, but you gotta really step back and think. People genuinely have to think God and understand that.
Yeah.
He's the one who actually, but you got to be able to listen. That's another thing. You got to be able to know when he's speaking to you, whenever he's putting you in those positions. So I definitely enjoy sitting down, be able to talk to you. It's like you, me, and a male, like the male body. So I definitely appreciate you for sitting down and talking with us. But
I definitely appreciate it.
No, like seriously, like you've done something. Even just your presence, it brings a different type of aura. So we definitely appreciate you for coming on the station and letting us. Now, when you blow, don't forget about the little.
Oh no!
All right,
sure, yeah.
Don't forget about little bit.
I'm gonna say we gotta get the exclusive. We just want the exclusive.
Yeah. I ain't that type of person. Like you said.
So we are live today with Mr. PHeBo5a, and this is Carmela Kaylani, and we are signing out. Level up.
Level up.
Powerhouse 106 FM, Carolina.